Hello again, guys and gals. I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to Fendt Farm. It's Fendt Friday. Today is Friday the 9th. It's about 25 past 7 in the morning. I've been up since, I don't know, about midday yesterday. Been up all night watching the election coverage. We are going to have a hung parliament. So that means either a coalition government or, if no coalition can be formed, potentially another election later in the summer. So it's going to be a very interesting few days and weeks to come here in the UK. But anyway, enough of politics. On to what's going on with the farm. Our crops are grown, so we are going to be doing some harvesting. We have wheat and barley and corn and sunflowers that all need harvesting. And I have the hiccups as well, which isn't good. I had a swig of a very cold drink out of the fridge just before starting recording, and it's given me the hiccups. So I'm trying desperately not to make loud hiccup noises on the microphone. I think I'm getting away with it, but it's certainly uncomfortable. So we need a trailer. Oh dear, these hiccups are killing me. There's our trailer. And we also need our harvester, resplendent with the corn header, which we'll be using for the first time today. So let's drop this off across the road on the field. And excuse me, get everything set up. I'm really struggling with these hiccups. Ah, dear. There we go. So let's get that parked up just there. Ah, dear. Right, now, so... oh, dear. Now, to save coming back, we're going to take both headers with us. We'll detach the corn header, first of all. Just leave that off to the side. We'll take our other active header, which we're going to be using, off over on the trailer. And this way we can actually move that combine from one set of field to the next. And hopefully, I'll have stopped hiccuping in the very, very near future. So let's get everything set up. I'll catch you in just a second. Okay, so we have the right header attached. We need to enable straw swath. There we go. Because we're going to bale up all this straw for some extra cash as well. And off we go. So we're starting with our wheat crop first. We've got barley on the other field just over there. And then obviously on the fields, the other side of that sort of fencing and hedging is our sunflowers and our corn. I'm looking forward to harvesting those actually. Using our other header for the first time. We've got quite a lot of potential money here. Not just with the crops themselves, some of which we'll be using, as we discussed previously, for the pigs, but also with the straw, baling that up, get a nice little bit of extra income for that. And I'm just going to hire a worker for a second. Oh, and the worker has stopped. That did not go according to plan. Alright, well, let me get rid of the help window. There we go. There we go. Right, so I'm going to carry on harvesting, and I will catch up with you in just a moment. Well, the good news is the hiccups seem to have gone. Thank Christ. They were quite uncomfortable. And awkward. Trying to record with hiccups is not a fun experience. So what's been going on in the world of farm sim over the past week since we were last on Fendt Farm? Not a lot, really. In some respects, quite a lot in other respects. Not really much, if of anything, in the way of mods. We've had a couple of updates for Hagenstedt. We had the Gold Nugget update, I think, which dropped last Friday. And then yesterday we had another update for the map, which has fixed a couple of issues, although I don't know if it's fixed the freight yard not paying out. I'll have to check that later on and find out. But that's been it, really, in terms of mods. I mean, mod testing is going to be slow over the next week or 2 or 3, simply because the mod contest is now closed for new entries. So over the next week or 2, or however long the testing period is going to be before the result is announced later in the month, those mods will now be being tested, which obviously is going to eat up testing resources and time. So I don't think we're going to see that many mods, if any, released for console over the next couple of weeks. Maybe just the odd one here and there. I know they are supposedly still working on the Amazon Pantera. That still hasn't passed through testing yet. But I think PC users might even see a slowdown in mods being released as well. Like I said, there's a lot of mods that have been entered for the contest that need to be tested and checked. And as it's a contest, I can imagine the scrutiny is going to be even higher than it would be for something to be released onto the mod hub. So it'll be interesting to see what actually does get released over the next week or 2, while we're waiting for the contest winners to be announced at FarmCom later in the month. So that's the not much going on bit of news. In other news, obviously, Farming Sim 18 has been released. The mobile version, the latest installment in the mobile series, has been released on PS Vita, 3DS, and on Apple and Android as well. I haven't picked up a copy. I probably won't, to be honest, simply because I have no way really of capturing that in a worthwhile format for you guys, so it's not worth recording it for the channel. because I don't have an Elgato, which is probably something I would need to be able to hook it up to the Vita. Plus the Vita version is going to be horrendously expensive, you know, in comparison to the Android version and the Apple version. Maybe I'll pick it up later down the line if it pops up on a sale, but we'll see. I have no immediate plans to buy it, and also it's a mobile version of the game. It's very heavily dumbed down compared to the full experience that we have, you know, with this for both, yeah, PC and consoles. Even consoles is dumbed down a little bit from the PC, not much, but a little bit. But it's only when mods come into play that you really see the major differences between the systems, because PC can get away with a lot more stuff. You know, in terms of the base game, it's pretty much the same between PC and console. There's just a few different changes in terms of like graphical quality, and not really much else. But yeah, Farming Sim 18 has been released now. Is available. So, you know, depending on whether or not you're interested in getting the mobile version, check out your local store, either digital or physical, for whichever format you want to play on. You know, Android, Apple, Nintendo, or PS Vita. So somewhat disappointingly, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to fit the entire crop into this trailer. I think I'm going to have to come back and empty out like 1,000 or so. It's going to be tight. We're a little bit close to the harvester there. We're blocking him. Yeah, look, we've got to fill up. Alright, well, seeing as we've got to come back, we're going to have to make 2 trips. We're going to have to make 2 trips regardless. I may as well take a full trailer back. There we go. Right. Let's go drop this off at the silos. Come back, empty, drop off at the silos again, and then we can attack our barley. So we ended up with just 334 litres left over on that second trailer tip. Bit of a trek to come all the way back for just a small piddly amount like that, but yeah, it all adds up. So we're going to put a headland in, and then we'll do the same at the other end of the field as well, just to ease turning. Oop, missed a touch. Going to be joining these fields together as well after this plough, or after this baling has been done. We'll actually link the 2 together, make one big field in this area, really sort of turn it into a really useful crop field. We'll probably push it out a bit wider as well, maximise you know, the available space to us, because there's an extra, I don't know, maybe not a full width, but certainly, actually, yeah, I would say probably a full combine width, you know, in terms of a header width of extra space that we could add on. That's an entire extra pass. So that's you know, depending on the crop, anything up to a good couple of 1,000 litres just in an extra length going up and down the field. Here you can see why we're going to put that headland in. We are quite close to the hedge up here. Went a little bit further forward than I wanted to there with that straw swathing. Never mind. It's not going to be a major issue. Put our second headland in on this end. And then we can go get our trailer and get ready to start unloading our barley. Now this is a slightly lower yield crop, so I am hopeful of fitting everything in one trailer. That said, I think this field is actually slightly larger than the other one, so again, we may be on two trailer tips for this field. We'll just have to see how it shakes out. It's going to be interesting. It's making me think that it might be time to get rid of that Joskin trailer and replace it with a couple of, the other Joskin trailers that Black Sheep released, which can actually be connected together, and get a couple of those together. So it's looking pretty obvious that we're actually going to end up with more than a full trailer. So I figured I'd empty now when we're, what, halfway through the field, rather than end up with just a small amount towards the end. We've just emptied the combine, so we've got plenty of time to get this done. But yeah, yielding more barley than I thought we would. And while our combine is going, I figured I would send a worker off to mow field 33 for us. Try and save a little bit of time, kill two birds with one stone, get two jobs going at the same time. We are going to need to put some fuel in this tractor. So there we go, we got our mower up and running, albeit briefly. Kind of stealing a little bit of extra ground there, and the AI doesn't like playing ball with that. Let's try that again. There we go. And now if I put a headland in, simply because it's a little bit tight around here. There we go. And we'll switch back and empty the combine. Making some pretty good progress so far. We've got 2 fields, well, nearly 2 fields harvested, 2 more to go. Got some grass being cut as well. And then we can start baling and tedding as well. And then windrowing and more baling. So plenty of work still to do. And then of course we're going to be ploughing these fields all together, combining them, making one big field over here. So that path down the middle, that'll go. Part of the path at the top end will go as well. Maybe even at the bottom end. We'll see. But yeah, this will become one big field. So here we go then, home straight on the barley field. Just this last little bit to do, and then we will be hooking up our corn header and attacking those 2 fields in front of us, the corn and the sunflowers. Sunflowers first, and then the corn after that. You'll notice as well, time has been progressing quite quickly on the clock. We actually sped time up to 5 times rather than leaving it on real time, simply because I wanted to get some nighttime footage on this farm as well. I do like a little bit of nighttime work, and I think the harvester running at night could look really, really good. So I wanted to see that in action. So there we go. That's all of our barley done. Let's go tip this, and then we'll get on with attacking our second set of fields. So as we're putting in our headlands here, you can see the sun is starting to set, getting very, very close now to that nighttime setting. The lights are about to flick on. That'll happen when the clock hits 7 o'clock. And our bunker has just finished cementing, so all of our silage is now ready to start shoveling. Okay, so we've covered about a third of the field so far. And this is going to be our first empty of the combine, so definitely a much lower yield crop. But it's a higher value crop, so although we have less of it, it's worth more. It's all checks and balances. It all equals out in the end. You can see it's still got a nice big size of field left to harvest. So we are a little over a third of the way through. Not quite half yet. But we certainly won't have any issues having to run back and empty the trailer halfway through like last time out. Okay, the mowers are put away. We've finished the mowing of field 33. Now we need to ted it. So that means moving the arms first so that we can get in, pick up the tedder. There we go. And we'll leave the arms attached for now. So here we go. Here is our freshly mowed field. Time to make hay while the sun still shines. Just, I think it's still there, just behind those trees. So there we go. We'll leave him off doing that. Or her, as I should say. It is a female driver. So here we are then, the final part of our sunflower crop. And our second unload of the combine. Just pull back a little bit, let them get going. There we go. And we are a little bit close. Let's just ease out a bit. There we go. So how much are we going to end up with in total sunflowers? I reckon around about 17,000, maybe 18,000. About 18,000 will be our final tally, I think. Oh, maybe not even that. No, I think we're going to struggle to hit 17. Kind of overestimated that slightly there. There we go, that's it. 16,292 is our final tally of sunflowers. That's not too bad. You know, it's a decent starting allowance. So let's go tip this into our silos, and then we will attack our corn. So once again, we're going to put headlands in around our field just to increase the amount of turning room that we have at the end of each pass. Oops. Just turned off the blades by mistake there. That's just cost me a little bit of crop. Nothing too serious, but that is the dangers when you play with crop destruction, that you will accidentally just wipe out part of your field if you're not careful. So our headlands are in place, and you can see that already our tank is filling up faster with the corn than it was with the sunflowers. This is a slightly higher yield than sunflowers, lower value. So this is going to be a little bit more of a test to see whether or not we actually fill up the trailer completely. It is a slightly bigger field as well, I believe. There we go. We've hit the 80% warning already. So let's head on down with our trailer and get ready to unload. So even though I put the headland in, the combine still doesn't technically have enough room to turn, which is why it's backing through the crop. Of course, because we have a worker, that's why crop destruction is not being activated there. Trying to keep the pipe out of the tree, the trailer there, so the combine keeps moving. So there we go. Our corn harvest is now well underway. And while the combine goes around chewing up that corn for us, we'll just get these little bits of grass that our worker missed, as they always do. Little offshoots at the end of the field row outside of their programmed range. You can see we've got a nice big bit of hay here, ready for windrowing. Do we have any patches? Yes, we do. Oops. Just missed a touch there as well. Look. Alright, so we've finished tedding. Now we need to row it. So both the tedder and the arms are away. Let's grab this windrower. There we go. You see the wool is starting to come back after that wonderful great demand that we had, where we managed to raise what was it, $36,000? Sorry, 36,000 should be euros actually. It's in pounds, but it should be in euros technically. We are in Ireland rather than Northern Ireland, so it would be the euro currency. And we are starting to sort of recoup some more wool, which is always good to see. And there we go, windrower is off and running. Let's go check back in on our combine. Okay, so we've just emptied again, and we've only got what, 1600 capacity left in our trailer, and a good 3, maybe 4 passes left on the field. So we're going to go empty now, and then come back and pick up the remaining little bits in just a moment. So we just have this sort of single row left on our cornfield now. I love the way the corn dust is just sort of illuminated by those rear lights. Oop, and we have drifted completely off target there. First off, I can't drive in a straight line when I'm in the combine. Now I can't even drive in a straight line when I'm out of the combine. There we go. But yeah, I love that dust effect. Being caught in the lights like that, it's really nice. An awful lot of dust with just a single row of corn, but there we go. Harvesting is done. So let's fold up the header. And pop out the pipe. Let's grab our tractor. And there we go. That's the last offload of our harvest. So it's been a pretty good yield overall, I think. It's been pretty good for Small fields. I mean, let's be honest. These fields aren't huge. I mean, they're big by this farm standard, but not that big compared to others. So yeah, they're pretty small compared to somewhere like American Outback. They're tiny compared to Outback. They're minuscule in comparison to Mustang Valley, where Big Bud Farm is. But farms like Goldcrest and Sosnovka, they're still pretty small. They're like starter fields from those two maps. Not that huge. So we'll get this dropped away and then we'll do a final tally of where we stand with our grain crops. It's an awkward junction, this. Having to do that that quick left-right turn like that. Here we go, pulling into the farm now. Last of our grain. There we go. So let's pull up the menu. Let's check out our crop stock. So we have 28,334 litres of wheat, 37,233 litres of barley, 16,292 litres of sunflowers, and the price is dropping, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Corn is going up. It's 30,899 litres of corn, and of course we still have that 37,852 litres of soybeans from a previous harvest. So pretty good all round, I would say. Now we've got a little bit of tedding left to finish off, so let's quickly do that. Just need to tidy up these end rows. Just make these a little bit easier for our baler. There we go. And let's do the other end of the field. If there are any issues at this end of the field, actually, we might be alright. No, we're looking alright at that end of the field. So let's fold the tedder up. Not the tedder up, sorry, the rower up. Take this back to the farm. It's been another busy day here on Fendt Farm. We've ploughed through the hours. And here we are, 20 to 10 in the evening. Just about done for the night. Back in. Park up our windrower. There we go. Now we're going to put the tractor away. And last but not least, we have the combine to deal with. So, we already have the front header folded up. All we need to do is simply connect to the other header, which is in the other field, I believe. I don't remember bringing it through to this field as well. I might be wrong. I think, no, I just drove straight from one field to the other, didn't I? Yeah, there it is, right in front of us. Look, you can just make it out in the dark. So we'll take the combine back, get that put away. And then that will be it for this episode of Fendt Farm. So, like I said, we've made some good progress. We've harvested all of our fields. We've also cut and tethered and rowed the grass on field 33 as well. So in the next episode we will have some baling to do. We will have the wheat and barley remnants, those straw swaths to bale up. I don't think we need to keep any of those bales, so I think we can sell all of them. And then we have the hay bales that we'll be baling up, and again we may, depending on how many we get, we may actually sell a few of those as well. We'll see how many we end up with once we've finished baling everything together. And then after that, it'll be time to join fields 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 into one big field. So that's the plans for our next episode. I'm going to continue ferrying this back to the yard and then put it away. So thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying Fendt Farm in its new format. Don't forget to check out some of my other content as well. In terms of farming sim, we have Big Bud Farm, currently showing 3 times a week. We also have American Outback showing twice a week. And every Monday we have Massey Mondays over at Massey Manor on Coldborough Park. Again in the same edited style as Fendt Farm. And if you're looking for something other than farming sim, you just want to try something a little bit different, my Rise of the Tomb Raider playlist is continuing still. Please do check that out. It is a cracking game. And just recently released as well on the channel is my playthrough of Journey. 3 episodes, about 30 minutes per episode. That's it. That's the entire playlist. And my commentary past the tutorial section consists of welcome to the video and thank you for watching. It's an experience that you really need to sort of enjoy without commentary babbling over the top of it, which is why I've kept pretty silent on those videos. But it is a wonderful little experience, that game. And I call it an experience rather than a game because it's hard to really classify it as a game. But the visuals and the orchestral score and just the overall feel and presentation make for a really, really great experience. So please do check that out as well. I think you'll really enjoy that. And then of course we have No Man's Sky. That is still going strong as well. And some more new content will be coming to the channel in the not too distant future as well. So thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob and I will catch you back on Fendt Farm next Friday.